Hey, yo, what's good, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of the podcast with Prodigy. I'm your boy, and today we got another great guest on the show. He goes by the name of Lil Kelpy.
Yes, sir. Lil Kelpy, a.k.a. Kelpy the P. Matter of fact, call me whatever you want. Just don't call me broke.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Hey, bro, I appreciate you coming in and stuff like that.
Most definitely, bro. Thank you for having me on.
Hey, I got a new boy up in the internet game, blowing up real quick in the past couple of months and stuff like that.
The goal, yeah. Just, you know what I'm saying, trying to make this entertainment thing happen.
Yeah, I can see.
Yeah, it's hard coming from like a position where you're not known at all, you don't have any connections, and then just kind of having to do all the networking on your own and stuff like that. But it's been working out pretty quick. So.
Yeah, hell yeah. Obviously, everyone got your name in their mouth recently.
that's facts. I mean, obviously, there's been a few like super viral incidents that have happened that really like projected me a lot. Obviously, the NoJumper fight thing. Yeah. But yeah, just you know, what I'm saying other podcasts have been popping up on and stuff like that too.
Yeah, obviously, it just takes a couple of things to get your name out there, and people gonna wanna like. You know, start messing with you a little bit and then just take it from there.
Exactly.
Obviously working for you right now.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Just like I said, I'm trying to keep that momentum going and like turn it into a bag because right now, like I've been getting paid mostly still off the things I was doing, you know what I'm saying, in the streets and shit like that. But I feel like I've made a decent amount of money off entertainment to the point where I can keep going and just kind of level up, and I enjoy doing it. So, you know,
yeah,
that's the goal.
Yeah, for sure. And speaking of having people's name in your mouth, I want to know what your name like came from, where it originated from, what it means.
Oh yeah, okay. So Kelpy is a character from SpongeBob, Kelpy G. It's like a parody of Kenny G, the jazz musician.
Oh yeah.
And so when I was in middle school, I was basically just making music and shit like that, and I was kind of like, you know what I'm saying, inspired by my friend to start making music. And since my real name is Kenny, he started calling me Kelpy because that dude makes music in SpongeBob. And yeah, it was all over from there. I just kind of ran with that, you know? Yeah.
That's hard.
Yeah, I mean, there was no like real street thing behind it either. It was just like my homie gave me the nickname in middle school. I liked it. Sounded like my real name. So, you know, ran with it.
So it's named after some seaweed.
Pretty much, yeah. And I used to smoke a lot of Kush back in the day too. So, hey, it matched up, you know? Yeah. It was pretty down.
Yeah, that's funny. So, like you said earlier, you know, people have been knowing your name a lot recently because of the whole incident on NoJumper and Almighty Suspect and all the crazy shit that went down. Before we get into like all of that, I want to know like when it first happened, did you see like more videos, more clips of like him like hitting you and talking about you, or did you see it more than like talking about like Adam and NoJumper?
To be honest, I feel like a lot of people were talking about Adam, just like his reaction to it.
Yeah, because that's what I first saw when I first saw the incident. It was like, it wasn't even like the clip of you guys. It was just straight Adam and NoJumper.
I mean, dude was like back in his seat like that, kind of just like scared to watch it go on. But I feel like he's had so many guests on the platform that have almost had fights and stuff like that, that I feel like he should have, you know what I'm saying, jumped up a little quicker and handled that. Yeah. And then also when they were pulling me off of him from the fight, they were like holding my hands back, but then he was kind of still wailing on me a little bit for a split second. So I'm like, why are y'all grabbing me? I'm sitting down on the couch with a mic in front of me. Yeah. And this dude's punching on me and like, you know what I'm saying, basically just sucker punch me, but they're holding me back and shit like that. So yeah, it is what it is though, you know.
I don't know. I saw a lot of clips of Adam and people making fun of him and stuff like that, but like you said, Adam's been in a lot of situations, but like where he been getting like guns pulled on him and stuff like that. So
that was like
a little different.
That's facts. I'd say my incident on NoJumper was probably like the second most viral, other than him getting the gun pulled on him, obviously.
Yeah,
but just crazy.
He's had too much crazy shit on his podcast for no reason.
On God, and to be honest, like I mess with most of the NoJumper crew. Obviously, like you know, I got my differences, my problems with a few of them. But as far as like Adam goes, he's getting his bag. You know, I can't hate on the hustle.
Yeah, oh, man. Adam's crazy, bro. I know my pops over here, Floss, has worked with him a lot and stuff like that. We actually got like a lot of our studio tips from him, like based on his studio setup. Because back in the day in his old bike shop, it was like
I remember that one on Melrose. Yeah. So. Yeah, I never got to go to the Melrose one. I just went to their new studio, but I think they changed it after that gun incident, right?
Yeah. Changed the whole way it's like got set up and stuff like that.
Yeah, crazy shit happens even in this business when you're trying to, you know what I'm saying, work with people that are in the streets, but work towards getting them out of the streets. You know, you still got those mix of people in there from different backgrounds, and shit happens.
Yeah. So after that whole incident happened and stuff like that, I wanted to know if there was like there was a lawsuit that was happening and stuff like that. I know people were like saying like, oh, Adam's trying to like not get like this lawsuit happening. I wanted to know like if there was actual lawsuit or if there was an agreement, if there's like money involved and stuff?
Yeah, no, I did. I'm not even gonna lie. I did consider a lawsuit because I was having all types of attorneys hit me up like, yo, bro, you could get this much money. And obviously, like, I'm in it for the bag. So I was thinking, like, yeah, that could be down. But then, you know what I'm saying? I kind of spoke to one of them just in the DMs type shit. And he was like, yeah, you just got to file a police report. And as soon as I heard that, I just ignored that shit. I'm like, bro, I'm not filing no statements, no police reports, none of that. And they wanted me to basically, like, admit that Almighty Suspect is the dude that punched me. I would have to, you know what I'm saying, go after him in court and then go after NoJumper. But I'm not trying to snitch on nobody or file no police reports, nothing like that. Because I come from a background and, you know what I'm saying, getting in trouble and shit like that. So I'm not trying to ruin my reputation. I don't believe in snitching. So, you know,
Yeah.
walked away from the lawsuit pretty quick after I heard about that, though. Yeah. Oh yeah, go ahead. I was just gonna say we did have a little agreement though. Afterward.
Yeah. For sure. No, I was gonna ask because like obviously you've been on NoJumper a couple of times now and stuff like that. Do you still feel like welcomed and stuff like there after doing the interviews and stuff?
I mean, I can't even say I feel like fully welcome just because like, especially last time I was there for just like me and Adam one-on-one interview. I feel like it was just called the Lil Kelpy interview or something like that. They had a security guard walking me around the whole studio because Almighty Suspect was there filming too, and they didn't want anything happening between us again. So I didn't feel really welcomed. I feel like I was like excluded from going to certain parts of the office. Like I had the security guard trailing me. He had a security guard on him. So, I mean, it is what it is. You know, after something like that, I'm sure they don't want a rematch. But, you know what I'm saying? I feel like I still got to go back a couple more times just because, you know, I do enjoy the publicity from it. It helps my YouTube channel and my other interviews I be doing and stuff like that.
Yeah, for shows. And I wanted to ask you, have you seen like the clips of like them interviewing just like Almighty Suspect afterwards and stuff like that, and the way like he viewed his situation?
Nah, I'm not even gonna lie. I don't watch any of his stuff. Actually, I deleted all his songs. I had like 2 or 3 of his songs on my Fizz. I removed those all after that. Not even because he beat me, not even because he beat my ass on camera though, but because he denied like a rematch, and also just the fact that he was saying he didn't want to give me no more clout, but he was running around with my name in his mouth, clout chasing. Like, bro, you lost all my respect after that.
Yeah.
Because I can respect what he did. You know, somebody calls you a bitch, you're obviously not going to let that shit slide. I know I wouldn't, at least in a you know, street scenario. Yeah. On a podcast, it's a little bit different, but I can't even hate him for what he did. But, you know what I'm saying, clout chasing, but, you know, not trying to give me the clout, that's the shit that I don't respect at all.
Yeah, I feel that. No, yeah, there's like clips of him saying like, oh, yeah, like, from where I grow up, from where I come from, you know, you don't let that slide, especially if they say, like, more than once, you keep, like, egging it on and stuff like that. But I've seen a lot of people in the comments are saying, like, oh, like, what he's really saying is, like, oh, I just saw my chance to, you know, like, beat up on, like, a younger, smaller kid and stuff like that.
And that's really what it was, because I'm 19 years old. I was obviously 19 when the incident happened. And this dude's, like, you know, later 20s, I believe, and he's, like, 6 feet tall. I'm, like, 5'8" over here. But it's just crazy because he got his chain took, and he ain't do nothing back about that. He got robbed multiple times and ain't do nothing back about that. So, obviously, he knows who he can battle with and who he's going to win against. And then he was just acting all scary on the other incidents. But, like I said, I don't even really care about that. He's doing his own thing. Can't hate him for it.
Yeah. You know? Yeah. It's so much crazy shit after all this, like, that little incident, all the little clips that arise from it.
I'm enjoying a lot of the publicity from it because even though most of the people are haters, they're still going to my YouTube videos, you know what I'm saying, buying my clothes sometimes. So it's all contributing to my my fatter pockets, you know.
Yeah.
Can't even hate on them for hating on me.
Yeah, for sure. I wanna get it back into like you like growing up and where you're from and stuff like that. Sure. So tell me where like you were born and where you were raised at.
Yeah, so I was born and raised in Orange County, California, my whole life. I have not moved around outside of that county ever. I did live with my grandparents out of state for a little bit in Indiana, but that was just for like a few months. But really, I just bounced around Orange County. I lived in Santa Ana, like South Orange County, kind of like in the canyon type shit. Yeah. I've lived in, I believe, like Costa Mesa, Fountain Valley area, pretty much just everywhere, and mostly Central Orange County, but South Orange County as well, San Juan. Kind of just, you know what I'm saying, bounced around all that.
For sure. What did your parents do for work when they were growing up?
My mom's a single mom. She's never had a job. Or not a single mom, sorry, a stay-at-home mom. So she's never had a job. And then my dad, he's a machinist. So, you know, I mean, he has a lot of kids. I got 2 brothers and 2 sisters, so 5 of us. He's just working hard to put on for the fam, you know, without a crazy good-paying job or anything like that. Yeah. So I did grow up on, like, living in apartments my whole life. Section 8 was the last ones we were living in somewhere in Orange County in Santa Ana. But basically, it's just been like WIC, food stamps, all that my whole life, and always wanting a better life for me and for my family. So I was hustling, you know, trying to get some money when I started turning into a teenager, and I had various little activities I would do to get money, but basically just always trying to put on for me and my family type shit.
Yeah, I feel that. So bouncing around Orange County and stuff like that, did you ever just like, were you staying at like one school, or were you always switching schools and stuff like that?
Well, I was getting kicked out of school a lot, actually, because in high school I got expelled on the first day of junior year. And before that, I was kind of like homeschooled and shit like that. But I was at San Juan Hills High School in San Juan, California, which is southern Orange County. And yeah, I got in a fight. This kid started a fight with me. He came up and necked me. And then I basically like put him in a headlock and slammed his head against the wall, choked him out. He got knocked out. And they actually asked me if I wanted to press charges on him because he started the fight. But since I had already been suspended so many times for other shit, and they just expelled me. And then I finished high school online, got my diploma a little bit later than everybody else. But you know what I'm saying? I graduated.
Yeah, for sure. So
cool.
were you like always a troublemaker growing up in school?
Yeah, I mean, I'm not even gonna lie. I always like wanted shit that I couldn't afford or my family couldn't afford for me. So I think I started like really shoplifting and stealing shit and like cracking cars and all that when I was probably like, I want to say like 13, 14 years old. But I actually got my first felony when I was 15. I just did a YouTube video about that. But yeah, I'd say I've always kind of been, you know what I'm saying, down the wrong path. I'm trying to turn that around, but yeah, for most of my life.
Damn.
It's kind of been like whatever's easy money, whatever I can, you know, do to get money without working. That's kind of been the shit I've been on.
Yeah. So, wait, you said you're 19, so did you graduate in 21?
Class of 2021.
Oh, hell yeah. I'm 19. I graduated in class of 21.
Oh,
too.
hell yeah. That's right. Yeah, nah, class of 2021, I feel like it was crazy because it was right after COVID, like, at least from me, because I was at an online school.
Yeah.
It was like the first class where we were able to, you know what I'm saying, go back to regular classroom protocol, I guess, and not have to, like, you know, do a virtual graduation ceremony and everything.
Yeah.
So I'm glad I was, like, 2021, not 2020.
Yeah, for sure.
All that COVID shit was kind of over by then.
Yeah. Well, not really, but, like...
I mean, yeah, the economy was still suffering, and I'm sure the real schools, because like I said, I was in online school, but I'm sure the real schools probably still had their thing. But at least for me, I did get an in-person graduation ceremony, so
yeah, I
guess I'm just happy that the way it panned out for me worked out, you know?
Yeah. Mine, I actually ended up going back to, like, in school, like, classes and stuff like that, like, probably for the last, like, couple months of school and stuff like that.
Okay, but most of the year it was like, shut down because of COVID type thing.
Yeah, but I'm not gonna lie, I graduated because of the online school. Like,
bro, real shit though. I definitely would not have been able to keep my workload on top of my workload or my grades or any of that if it wasn't for, you know, being able to look up the answers and shit like that.
Bro, that was a whole bad situation because, like, I don't think I did, like, any work by myself. It was literally all just copy and paste from somebody.
That's all it was. If I wasn't asking one of my homies that was in the same program as me, I was just, you know what I'm saying, going on Google and looking up the answers type shit.
Yeah, for real.
Hoping they were pulling up.
They had all, like, I don't know, it was crazy. I was looking up everything. Like, you could, like, write a whole essay by typing in your subject, and so something will write something for you.
I had a few websites. I don't want to ruin the plugs, but no, I had a few websites where basically, I could get my essays done pretty much like they would do it for you type shit.
Yeah.
But shout out to all them because I definitely would not have gotten my diploma at all, let alone like, you know, a few months earlier than some of the other schools in other counties and shit like that. So I'm happy with the way it worked out. You know?
It was low-key a blessing, but it just kind of sucked.
Yeah, it sucked for the majority of the country, honestly. Like, our economy kind of went into the toilet during COVID. You know what I'm saying? Small businesses closed down. But my small business actually started popping during COVID. That's when I started getting some real money. So, like I said, outside of school, it was a big blessing for me.
Yeah, that's like one of the reasons we started the podcast is because, like, I was over here doing nothing, and then my boss was like, bro, you want to do a podcast? I was like, shit, ain't doing nothing else.
Exactly. Hey, I mean, that's the thing to do. You know what I'm saying? If you're stuck at home, make money from the house.
Yeah.
That's what I was trying to do. I'm still trying to do that because, like, working from home is dope. But, no, most definitely during COVID, being able to, like, start a podcast, have people on that don't really care about all the, you know what I'm saying, social distancing and stuff like that, and just kind of, like, talk your shit, tell your story, everything like that. Definitely. If it's paying the bills, it's paying the bills. Yeah.
So what did you start up during, like, COVID?
I was trapping. I was trapping like since I was like 14. Basically just like, you know, weed and shit like that. But I really started getting on my grind during COVID because everyone was stuck at home. They wanted to, you know, do the things that they do when they're bored, stuck at home. So I started, you know what I'm saying, started getting rich during COVID.
Started being that delivery man.
Yeah, basically.
That driver.
I mean, yeah. And actually, I still don't even got my driver's license, but I had probably, I'm on my 5th car right now. Never had a license, but
Damn.
I had 4 cars during COVID because I was just switching whips every time. I would just buy cheap cars,
Yeah.
and I would just switch whips, you know what I'm saying? Crash one, buy another one. One gets towed or impounded because it don't got registration. And so they wasn't really catching on to me. But then after that happened, COVID, and I started getting bigger, I actually did get raided. They took $20,000 from my apartment.
Damn.
Whole bunch of drugs. They tried to say I was drug dealing or something. Obviously, I've never broken the law in my life, but they tried to say I was drug dealing. They found some burners and some other shit. And yeah, I mean, I never got a case from it, but
Oh, damn.
fingers crossed that it's not like a pending investigation or something like that.
Yeah, for sure.
Like I said, though, it was all personal use. I never sold drugs in my life, so.
Yeah. During high school growing up, were you ever into doing any like sports or any like something like skateboarding or something like that?
I've never been athletic, so I can't even say. Like, I would mostly play video games, honestly.
Yeah.
If I was stuck at home with nothing to do and I couldn't, like, make money, you know what I'm saying? If I was really just into, like, a creative block, too, with music, I would just play video games. But I've never been athletic at all.
Yeah.
Not really. I mean, I played soccer when I was younger because my mom really loves soccer. She's Mexican, always watched the soccer games, Mexico national team, all that. So I tried soccer because she wanted me to, but I was shit at it. I was shit at pretty much every sport I tried, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
What you went through like all the sports or just tried a couple?
Not every sport. I mean, I tried playing catch and, like, you know, hitting the ball when my dad would pitch it to me and shit like that during right before the tryouts in high school. So I tried baseball, not really on a team though, but soccer I played a few years. Football never tried. And then I was decent at tennis. I would go with my homie to the tennis courts like a couple cities over, and we would just, you know what I'm saying, play with our cheap rackets and shit like that. But I was decent at that. I didn't really enjoy it too much, so I didn't stick with it, you know.
Yeah. So what games were you like going down on? What was your number one game that you was like, I'm trying to play some shit?
Yeah, GTA 100%. GTA San Andreas and GTA 5. I would be on that shit whenever I had free time. that was my thing, because it's like, I don't know, all the homies had that. They would always be like, yo, get on the headset, we're gonna hop on the grind, and yeah, that was my shit though.
Yeah. Technical difficulties, but we back up in here.
Hell yeah.
So what were we on? Oh yeah, I had asked you what was like the thing that got you into like wanting to do music or start pursuing music?
Yeah, basically it kind of ties into how I got my name. So I was doing my thing, hustling and all that in the streets. And my homie Jaden, he actually was a co-defendant in the felony I was telling you about, first one. He was basically like, yo, you're doing all the stuff that all the rappers are talking about. Like, why don't you drop a song? And I was like, bro, I can't rap. I mean, I'm good at English. I'm good at writing rhymes, but my voice isn't for it and shit like that. So I was just like, fuck it. If you hop on a track with me, I'll hop on a track and we'll post it. Yeah. And it got like 37K views. But it was pretty ass, but then I started like enjoying talking about my life and kind of just like finding my voice in rap. And then honestly, after a while, it just became second nature to me. I was still like super busy, so I didn't have a lot of time to make music, and that's why I don't have a lot of music out. But yeah, I enjoyed doing it, and I just kind of kept with it, you know. I'm still definitely trying to go hard with the music, but I don't know if it's my main focus right now, you know.
Yeah, damn. I was saying it was ass, but you got 37,000 views as a young.
Yeah, on SoundCloud, shit. I mean, that was back in the days too, when SoundCloud, like, you could blow up directly off that. It was before rappers were just like getting record deals off like showing a song to a label and shit like that. But no, I enjoyed it, even though I didn't get no deals from that or really a lot of like fame because it was behind a screen name, and I wasn't even going by Lil Kelpy at the time. It was just Kelpy X, whatever my homie's name was at the time. He changed it so many times that it didn't get big, but like we were well known at school. We were known as like the best rappers at our school, and a lot of kids were trying to do it. So it gave me a sense of pride about that, you know, and I kept with it.
Yeah, for sure. So what type of like rapping was it? Was it like some trap shit, some like more gangster shit?
I'd say it was like old school trap. So old school flow and beats and shit like that, mostly like West Coast stuff. Yeah. But then we were talking about like more modern shit, like the shit we were doing in our day-to-day lives. So trapping, you know, getting money, talking about girls and shit like that, you know?
Yeah. So using like West Coast beats and stuff like that, did you grow up listening to a lot of West Coast rappers and stuff like that?
Most definitely. My mom put me on to Tupac and Biggie. Those were like the first two rappers that she introduced me to, first rap music I ever heard. And I was real young. I was probably like 6 or 10 or something like that. I don't even know. But the first like rap that I actually found on my own that I enjoyed was NWA and Eazy-E. Boys in the Hood was like the first rap song that I was like, I like this shit. So Eazy-E is still my favorite rapper. Rest in peace to him. But yeah, from then on, I only listened to California, like West Coast music, Too Short, all that type of shit,
Yeah, that's hard. That's what my pops brought me up with, too. You know,
it's the best kind of music right there.
Producing that stuff and all that. He put me on at his young age. And I'm glad because music or people really like bond over music and stuff like that. So I'm able to like, you know, understand what like all these OGs and stuff are talking about in the game and stuff like that. Nowadays, I feel like kids our age don't really listen to it as much. It's more of like you're brought up with it in your family type of thing.
Yeah, that's more what it is. I feel like now if people are listening to rap music, it's either like mainstream shit that the pop stations are playing or like shit they find on like Instagram or TikTok or whatever. But I miss when rap was like actually telling a story about these people's communities, about these people's lives. And that's what I try and do through my music, at least through my newer shit, is like, you know what I'm saying, tell a story about my life, how I'm living on a day-to-day, how I've been living for however long I've been alive, you know, 19 years. And just kind of telling my story, basically. Yeah. So it's a good platform, a good outlet for me. If I'm like feeling a certain type of way, I can just hop in the studio and lay down a track, basically.
For sure. So you said obviously you've been busy and stuff like that, haven't been able to focus on it more, but are you planning on focusing it more in the future and stuff like that? Yeah,
most definitely. Right now, my main hustle, other than, you know, the shit I do off camera, is YouTube, because I really enjoy, like I said, being able to tell my story like directly. But music, I don't know what it is. I've just been at a creative block for a minute now. And I think I just need to hop in the actual studio because I've never hit a real studio. It's all been like recorded on my Apple headphones. But if I hit a real studio, you know what I'm saying, get some other homies in there rapping with me, I feel like that would be the thing that I need, the little spark to get me back into making music consistently.
Yeah, I got a couple of homies who like they be doing the SoundCloud stuff right now, and like it took them a while for them. It took them like a couple of years, probably from their like freshman year until like now, to finally be able to get like into the role of like actually like doing it consistently and stuff like that. And I think it just takes a lot of like yourself wanting to do it, but also a lot of other like your homies being like, yeah, bro, like, do it. Just keep doing it.
Exactly. Sometimes you need that outside motivation. And when it comes to just like getting money directly, I always have that motivation in me and I try to motivate people around me to do that. But as far as music goes, since I had never really seen any money up until the YouTube shit started happening and popping off, I was like not dedicated to do it. I really didn't have the motivation inside myself to do it. Even though everyone was like, yo, you need to keep rapping. You're good at this. Like people are fucking with your tracks. You're getting like support and everything. It just wasn't in me to, you know, stick with it because I wasn't getting paid from it. But like I said, now that's changed. So I'm trying to change that as well and really get back on my grind with that.
Yeah, I feel that. Earlier you said that like, you know, you grew up in like a somewhat like wealthy like neighborhood and stuff like that, and wasn't like super like you weren't well off, but you know you had enough to get by. Yeah. But you also said that like later on, you know, you were homeless and stuff like that. Yeah. I wanted to know if it was like some like kind of like couch surfing homeless, or was it like sleeping on benches and
no, it definitely was never sleeping on benches. It was a lot of, cause you know what I'm saying, I'm in the game, I'm a member in that, so it was a lot of like couch surfing, moving from spot to spot, you know, traveling and shit like that occasionally, hotel living sometimes here and there, but nah, it was mostly never like actual what people picture to be homeless, like sleeping on the street. Yeah, nah, there's been a few times, I'm not gonna lie, when I've had to like, you know, just sleep in my car and shit like that, and you know what I'm saying, that was struggles, but I always found a way to get out of that and, you know, move up to the next level, elevate a little bit, because that's the name of the game, is to elevate the people around you. But I was definitely never sleeping on no park benches or nothing like that. I always had the money to get past that stage of being homeless.
Was there like one situation that like sent it off to where like, oh, I can't be like living in these households anymore?
Yeah, so actually when I got raided, I was staying with my parents at the time. I had my two girls living with me as well. And we got evicted right after the raid because the apartment people, it was some Section 8 housing. As soon as the police get involved in like a narcotics raid, it's grounds to kick them out. So my family got evicted, and that was around the time my parents were splitting up as well. It was pretty recently, about a year ago. So my mom went and did her thing. She was living at like a shelter type shit, like not a full-on homeless shelter, but like a community-funded like apartment that she shared with another family. And so I wasn't able to live with her because she didn't want me living with her since I was, you know what I'm saying, doing what I was doing in the streets. Mm-hmm. And then my dad was just really in debt and raising all the kids. So he finally did get an apartment. And now I'm just kind of like, you know, living on my own type shit, but still trying to be there for him. I got to, you know, babysit my little siblings a lot. I got to help him out with bills and shit like that just so he doesn't get caught up, because I don't want to see my little siblings ending up in the same position that I was in for a minute.
Yeah. And I'm not sure if we touched on it before, but was there like a specific reason you got raided? Was it just like the police were like catching on to what you were doing?
Yeah, that's all it was, is they was catching on to me. I don't know if it was like they had me wiretapped on my phone or if people were talking too much, and I think my name was just getting too big and my alleged activities were getting too big that they eventually caught on. I got hit with a no-knock raid, but trying to move past that, you know?
Yeah.
Just life goes on, you know? I lost a lot of money, lost a lot of property, but it is what it is, you know? I knew the risks when I was doing what I was doing.
Yeah. So around this time when like that happened, is that when like you started getting into like the pimping and stuff like that?
Yeah, honestly, as soon as I was in it a little bit before. I'd say more hoe hustling and shit like that, just like living off females and stuff like that. But when my my source of income from that ended, I was like, well, I need to find something else to do here. Mm-hmm. So I really started taking the ism more seriously. And then it kind of just turned into my primary hustle. That's when I realized like, yo, there's so many different outlets within the game that aren't really like just the game, like OnlyFans and Fansly and all that. I don't want to give too much, but you know what I'm saying? Basically, that was now another primary hustle of ours is like working on OnlyFans and just going up on that. My girl at Real Crystal Roses, she's my bottom bitch. She's in the top 4.3% right now of all creators on OnlyFans. Damn. Yeah, and definitely all the publicity has helped her as well. You know, I bring her on interviews sometimes just to, you know what I'm saying, boost her name and keep her money flowing in. I obviously don't take any of that money, but it's definitely like in me now is just stick with it, you know.
Mm-hmm. And obviously, a lot of people know your name not only because of like the NoJumper stuff, but also because of like your whole situation in like this like so-called pimp game. How do you feel about like? Because normally people view pimps as like, you know, like these like smooth talkers, these homies, these like super homies dress up in like all like the like silk and stuff like that,
alligator shoes and everything.
You know, people they see you and they're like, nah, this don't really like look like the type of guy. And they also be mentioning the fact that like, oh, doing this OnlyFans stuff ain't really pimping and stuff like that. How do you feel about like when people say that?
Yeah, I mean, obviously I'm gonna have haters regardless of, you know, what I am doing behind the scenes or in front of people. But I'll never be the type of person that goes and fully shows everything I'm doing, every move I'm making just to prove something to somebody, because I don't really have nothing to prove to anyone. But like I said, I was in the game before I started OnlyFans. That was just like some game given to me by a bigger homie that I met after I started popping off. That was like, yo, you're in the game, you know how to do this shit, get into OnlyFans. I'll show you the ropes of that and you can learn from there. But you know, I was pimping before I was on OnlyFans or any of those other sites and shit like that.
You're just saying like, I know what I've been doing. It don't matter if you go talk.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying, because like my pockets are still getting filled regardless, and obviously them hating on me is just paying me even more. It's a fully legal source of money too, YouTube and all that. But yeah, no, I'm getting money off what I'm doing behind the scenes, and they don't really have to know that. They don't have to believe that. They can call me a wannabe or a fake or whatever, but it doesn't hurt my feelings at the end of the day. Yeah.
So you still doing it right now?
Allegedly, I mean, technically, yeah. I do what I gotta do to get money, you know. But like I said, I've never broken the law in my life. I never will, as far as I know, unless it's like a speeding ticket or something. But yeah, I do what I gotta do to get money, because like I said, times are tough. I'm not fully in the entertainment industry to the point where I can just live off that. So I got to do what I got to do behind the door. You know? But, yeah.
So what would be like some advice to like, so obviously you already got haters, which means you already got some fans.
Exactly.
So what would be like some advice that you give to your fans for like trying to hustle and start up and stuff like that, even whether you're in a good situation or bad situation?
I would say always believe in yourself. Try and go the legal route if possible, because the streets, no matter how long you think you may be able to do, no matter how well you're doing in it, it won't last forever. I had to find that out from one situation the hard way. Hopefully it doesn't happen to me again. But you know what I'm saying? Try and keep it legal. Focus on your money. And you know what I'm saying? Just take care of the people that take care of you. Because that's really all that matters, is trying to, like, you know what I'm saying, put on for your family and your close friends that would do the same thing for you.
Yeah, I feel that.
Well, you don't have any, none of your girls are on the block.
Not often. I mean, when we started out, that's all we were doing was the Blade, because I didn't know how the websites worked and things like that. But, yeah, I mean, I've tried to get them off that just because there's so many, like, more money opportunities on websites and shit like that it's like, it's not even worth it to have to drive out of here, spend gas, risk getting caught by the police, stopped up and everything like that. Even if you don't get charged, it's just an unnecessary risk, basically. So I kind of tried to, like, make that switch once I started learning the game from walking the track to, you know what I'm saying, posting ads. But, yeah, that's how they do it mostly. Like I said, if times are tough and we do need money, they're still going to have to do some stomp down shit. But, yeah, it's mostly just like it's a digital age. So, you know, every business moves to the internet, basically.
Yeah, for sure. All right, I got some just like random rapid fire questions.
Yeah,
I
most definitely.
Ask you real quick. People get to know you real quick.
Hell yeah.
So, if you could have like one superpower, what would it be?
If I could have one superpower, it would be the ability to fly.
Ability to fly? Why?
Yeah. If I could fly, I would just, you know what I'm saying, I would be able to be on top of the world. physically and literally. I would literally just be out here, you know what I'm saying, on some Spider-Man shit, on some Superman shit. I feel like that's the superpower. That's the one thing people have never been able to do, like a bird. You know what I'm saying? Regardless of if we got jetpacks and shit like that. Just being able to really fly with nothing on you, you know what I'm saying? That would be dope. Yeah. That would be cold. Yeah.
Got a little controversial question. Do you think pineapple belongs on pizza or nah? Go with that?
I don't fuck with it, but that doesn't mean I won't eat it if it's offered to me. If it's a bomb ass pizza joint, you know what I'm saying, and they got some ham and pineapple pizza or Canadian bacon or whatever, I'll probably pick the pineapple off, but I might eat it, you know. I don't know. I definitely say if I had to choose though, I would say no.
Yeah.
I don't think fruit belongs on pizza.
I ain't a hater on it, but I for sure ain't ordering it.
Nah, I definitely ain't ordering it. I'll go with that. I might eat it, but I ain't ordering it.
Yeah, for sure. All right, so if you had to pick one for the rest of your life, you playing Madden or 2K?
Shit. Considering I've only played Madden, I would probably go with Madden.
Damn, you never played 2K before?
Like I said, sports was not my thing, and so since I wasn't interested in like sports, I obviously wasn't interested in sports video games. I was more of like a first-person shooter or GTA, free roam type shit.
Oh, damn, bro.
Yeah.
Missing out,
yeah, it's
bro.
crazy because my dad is so into sports. Like, he's a huge football fan. He follows all the sports, though, baseball and basketball and everything, but that was the one thing that I'm very different from him in. I mean, it's crazy, yeah, and like, yeah, the sports betting, too. There's millions of dollars made in sports video games and actual sports and sports betting, but it's just never been my thing. I don't know. Something about it.
You gotta play 2K because if you want to learn basketball, you'll learn which players are good real quick.
That's true. Yeah. Okay. You know what? I might have to buy that. The newest 2K. Yeah, I might have to go with that. Shit.
Might give you a little bit of motivation. Learn how to do a little crossover in real life too.
That's true. And shit. I mean, even if I can learn which players are good and stuff like that, make a few, you know what I'm saying, mentions to them in my rap songs, some wordplay. Yeah. Could help me out, you know?
Yeah, nah, 2K is where it's at for shows.
Hell yeah, okay.
I'll
try
it's
it
like
out.
playing basketball in real life because you cross your homie over and your character get broke. It's like, oh, damn.
It's like almost the same as if you juke him out in real life. Yeah. That's what's up. Yeah, I'll try that shit out.
All right.
What's the newest one? 2023, right?
Yeah, 2023.
Okay, bet. So it's a year. Okay, for sure. Yeah, I'll get that. Fuck it. I got time on my hands. Not a lot, but I got some time. Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. What's one thing that you could name that people will be surprised to know about you?
One thing people will be real surprised to know about me is that I'm Hispanic. A lot of people think that I'm just a white boy. They see me. I feel like I've mentioned it so many times now, but I feel like people are still going to be surprised to know that. But yeah, I'm Mexican. I got some white in me, but I'm Mexican. I grew up under Mexican culture in a city that's predominantly Hispanic. So yeah, I feel like that shocks a lot of people, even to this day.
Yeah.
But yeah,
I feel that I'm not like full Hispanic.
Yeah,
but my mom's side is like Hispanic, a little whitewashed. But
yeah, I got you.
I come from that descent, you know.
Exactly. Yeah, my mom was born and raised in Michoacan in Mexico, so I grew up in a Spanish speaking household. I grew up going to Mexico a lot, to my mom's hometown and my grandma's hometown and shit like that. But yeah, it shocks a lot of people because I don't look it at all.
Yeah.
That's crazy. Yeah, you know what? My dad actually will surprise my mom sometimes. He'll say words in Spanish. I mean, they're not together anymore, but when they were, he'll say words in Spanish that she doesn't even know. And she's a fluent Spanish speaker, and my dad's like full-on white boy. So it's crazy to me. But
yeah.
Talk about you babysitting.
Oh, I briefly mentioned it.
Did you mention it?
I briefly mentioned it.
Did you ask him about it?
He brought it up, but I didn't see it.
Yeah, I brought it up like in relation to one of the questions you asked me.
Yeah.
I kind of like tied it into that, just like trying to get money, why I started hustling to put on for my family and shit like that. And then I mentioned after I got evicted, I was kind of like having to, babysit, help my dad out with bills and shit like that. My dad actually has to.
Explain the whole babysitting thing. Who are you babysitting for?
My two brothers and sisters.
Okay.
Yeah. Well, technically not one of my sisters because she's 17. She has a job and everything, but.
So really, you're not babysitting.
Just watching the siblings is all. Yeah, exactly. Because they don't got any adults in the house. My dad's always working, so basically just looking after my siblings. Yeah, exactly. I gotta do what I gotta do.
Yeah, that's what's up, bro. Respect that for sure.
Thank you.
I'm the youngest, so if my older brother had to do that, I would have been like, hell yeah.
Yeah, no, it's lit. I mean, I'm actually the oldest, so we're in opposite shoes, but it's dope because I feel like my siblings see me as a role model. And obviously I don't want them seeing everything about me as a role model, but I try and, tell them to stay in school. I try and show them that like you can actually have fun learning and things like that. And you don't always just got to be, out here trying to get money and everything like that in an illegal way. You can actually, you know what I'm saying, do what you love to do and get legal money and then, you know, live a good life from that.
Yeah.
So I'm trying to just be the best role model I can for them while still, you know, having to do what I got to do on the side.
I wanted to ask you about your tattoos. I wanted to see, like, because did that start when you, like, started doing, like, the trapping and stuff like that? Because I'm 19. I only got a few tattoos, but you all the way tatted.
Yeah, I got my chest all hit up, my back and everything like that. No, I got my first tattoo when I was 14 or 15 years old. It was this little cross right here because one of my homegirls was, like, doing stick and pokes on everyone. And I was like, yeah, fuck it, I'll get a tattoo. And then, honestly, I just kind of stacked the collection throughout my whole teenage years. I was like, I always wanted tattoo sleeves since a young age. My dad has a tattoo, and I was like always fascinated in that. So I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna get a tattoo. And then I wanted another one, and it just, you know, it became an addiction basically.
Yeah, for sure. I want to ask you right now, do you have like a girlfriend you talking to, somebody that you know, like put on top or anything like that?
Yeah, well, I consider my bottom bitch to be like my on top bitch. You know what I'm saying? Even though she's the bottom bitch, she's still the on top bitch, especially because she's getting me the most dough. But no, I don't got a girlfriend. I'm single, but at the same time, like, you know what I'm saying? I'm doing what I'm doing, so a girlfriend is not something I'm interested in having.
Not worried about that?
Yeah, I ain't worried about that at all.
I feel that. Yeah. Especially when you're young, you don't want to like waste that time.
Exactly. You don't want to be tied down to nothing. You just want to, you know what I'm saying, have people in your life, whether it's guys or girls, that are your friends, that are getting money with you, you know, that are looking out for your best interests. And that's what I got. You know, I got my homegirls, you know what I'm saying, getting money together. I got my homies that, you know what I'm saying, they're doing their thing, but I'm supporting them and shit like that. But yeah, I don't got no girlfriend.
Yeah, for sure. What do you think you see yourself like doing in like the future as like your main hustle, your main goal, what you want to do with like your life?
Yeah, I definitely want to be like what I am now, an entrepreneur, but I want to completely pivot that into a legal way. So I'm definitely trying to stick with YouTube, music. You know what I'm saying? I enjoy doing podcasts. I enjoy telling my story. I enjoy hearing other people's stories. And then I eventually want to get like #1 on OnlyFans, #1 spot. You know, just managing girls. I want to get like a Playboy magazine type thing going and just basically, you know what I'm saying, one day, if possible, if I can get the licenses, if it's still a thing, a legal brothel. That would be dope. Yeah.
Damn.
Like some Dennis Hoff type shit. Yeah.
Like out of country or something?
I mean, they're legal in Vegas, at least right now.
Really?
They are. Not Vegas, but outside of Vegas in Nevada.
Oh, yeah.
Outside of whatever county Vegas is in. There are legal brothels there. So I wouldn't have no problem moving to Vegas one day and, you know what I'm saying, just managing girls, being around females and shit like that. And yeah.
Damn, that's crazy. Yeah, because I used to have a coworker that used to tell me he's from somewhere in the UK and he lives here now. And he was telling me about like, go to Amsterdam, bud. Go get all the best women in the world and stuff like that. He used to tell me all about that whole situation.
Europe is crazy, bro, because the game that we got here, it's completely different over there. Like if you go to places like Amsterdam, I believe even in the UK, like London, it's legal to be an escort, which is technically not getting money for, you know what I'm saying, dates and stuff like that. But at the same time, it pretty much is. So a lot of Europe is like that. I believe there's brothels in Morocco. I got a homie from Morocco. And he's telling me all about that shit. So I don't know. I might have to take a world tour, get some businesses set up around the globe if that's possible, you know?
Yeah, that'd be the goal, bro. Just money from all different countries.
Exactly. Getting your name known, but also just making that behind the scenes money and doing what you love, you know?
Yeah. So you trying to like be known. You're not trying to be like that guy that's just like middleman working the bottom, you know, like.
Yeah, I've never been a type of person that wants to be like working for somebody else. I always want to be my own boss, whether that's behind the scenes or in front of people. I don't really care one way or another. I just feel like entertainment is something that I can do. I feel like I have the ability to either make people laugh or give people an interest in me and stuff like that. So I'm just trying to, you know what I'm saying, run with what I like doing. So I don't really care if I'm making behind the scenes money and people aren't knowing me for one thing and then having publicity for another thing. I'll do that if I got to, but you know what I'm saying? As long as I'm having a good time in life, that's all I care about.
For sure. That's what's up. Well, that's all the questions I got for you. I'm
For
sure
sure.
we could be talking, you know, two youngins going
Yeah,
back and
most
forth.
definitely. All types of shit we could be talking about. But nah, that was dope. You handled all the questions that I didn't really get to go into detail with on other interviews that I've done recently. So I appreciate you for having me.
Try to get to know the person other than just trying to exploit them for views.
Exactly.
Whatever, you know?
Yeah, that clout chasing shit, like, it might get you paid in the short run, but in the long run, you got to make consistent content that people are actually going to enjoy. You know what I'm saying? Tell new stories, not just focusing on the same ones over and over again.
And if people want to like check out your YouTube or Instagram and stuff like that, what do they look up?
Yeah, check me out on Instagram at Pimp Kelpy. Check me out on Twitter at Lil Kelpy, and pretty much on all other platforms at Lil Kelpy. YouTube is also Lil Kelpy. You look that up, it should be one of the first ones to pop up. But yeah, you know what I'm saying? Support my brand at Snapstar Clothing, and check out my girl at Real Crystal Roses on Instagram, on Twitter, on OnlyFans, on all that. You know what I'm saying? Help us run it up.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Check all that out. Make sure you support the boy. Y'all obviously see his face, see that shit
Yes,
back on his YouTube channel. But yeah, other than that, we gonna wrap this up. It's been another episode of the podcast with Prodigy. I'm your boy. Episode with my boy Lil Kelpy right here.
Yes, sir. We out here.
We signing out. Make sure y'all like, comment, subscribe, do all that. We out.
Peace. That was dope, bro. That was dope. Hell yeah. I enjoyed that.
It's the podcast, my podcast.